we've got a game that's been on my radar for a while, although I don't think I reacted to any of the trailers coming out. Maybe the reveal trailer, and we're probably going to review that. But it's a game called Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It is actually a turn-based RPG that has a lot of influence from Persona, Final Fantasy, and the likes like that. But also has inspiration from a Souls game, oddly enough. And we're going to take a look at a couple of trailers for it and kind of go from there. It is a game that's definitely been on my radar, and I can't wait to be able to sink my teeth into it. And I think a reveal range has already been revealed. So let's go take a look at what this game brings to the table.
But if one of the most stunning and hyped up RPGs next year,
it is very
less than you
expected.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a dark fantasy RPG from Sandfall Interactive that blends breathtaking visuals with a unique mix of turn-based and real-time combat, inspired by classics like Final Fantasy and Persona. The paintress awakens each year to paint a cursed number on her monolith, which makes everyone of that age fade away. We're at 33,
and we get Avengers Endgame too.
Final mission to end the cycle of death forever. The game promises over 60 hours of immersive gameplay, and here's the twist. Expedition 33 is priced at just $49.99.
And that alone is the biggest reason why, or one of the biggest reasons why I'm almost guaranteed to get this game. It's because the price is not a full AAA price, but it looks like a AAA game. And to me, that just means that the developers are just that confident that their game is going to sell well. And to me, that's a good thing.
USD. In an era of over $70 titles, this is unheard of, and the studio confirmed the price.
The other weird thing is that it seems to be set in like
to as many players as possible, launching in
France, because you saw the Eiffel Tower there.
Set a new standard for affordable RPG.
There you go. So let's go ahead and check those trailers and take it from there. Here we go. Here's a reveal trailer. I might have already
product not yet
watched this, but we'll see. Yeah, France. This is Paris. Post-apocalypse Paris.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number.
Yeah, so this is the lore that we already heard about.
One stroke.
Like 1900, mid to late, I don't know. 1930s Paris, different universe. Yeah, that's the lore.
Every year, an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission:
to end it.
Destroy the paintress, so she can never paint death again.
That's a lot. Wait, how big's the party? But look how beautiful this game is, and dark at the same time.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
And this is the combat. So you have to like time your attacks, and you can also time your dodges, and you can also like time it to get like counters. As you see the perfect, I'm probably gonna suck at this part, but I'm still very intrigued by the combat. And you just saw there, Mal just performs a counter. So if you time your button mashing properly, you can actually get a really nice counter to do more damage. Or dodge. So good.
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right?
Damn, she looks...
We are Expedition 33.
I'm actually so hyped for this. It's not even funny. And it is coming out in this year. I believe we'll find out what the date is. I think it said spring 2025 in one of the more recent trailers. But just from this trailer alone, we get like a really good sense of how dark it is. This is basically a Souls game, but turn-based with some action, like some real-time elements twisted into it, and the characters and the flashiness just gives me vibes of Final Fantasy. So that's like checking a lot of boxes for me. I am so excited, super hyped. And then we got two more trailers for this. It's a release date trailer, which came out a month ago, so here we go.
I've been having nightmares. Being out here isn't what I expected.
And there's like quite a number of characters it seems like you can have in your party.
Legacy can take many forms, right? Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
It seems like a party of 4, but I wonder how many characters you can have total. Because that little creature's weird. Looks like a little pet. Perfect. Yeah, you time it really well. I wonder how easy it is to do those combos. Oh, quick time events too? Resisted? That's not good. Oh, because he has a shield up.
Is that a Kestrel?
I still can't believe they exist.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need foot. Aha!
You can turn into
What?
a Nevron.
Oh, you can turn into monsters too? Oh, that's a new... Ooh. More beautiful
We
locations.
need to cross the sea. Bulger said you could help.
All right.
The music is also really reminiscent of Final Fantasy to me.
This is a much better way to travel.
Wow. Nice parries.
Fiery.
It's so flashy too.
Gonna take down the painters, just the 3 of us?
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
The story seems pretty intriguing as well. It's not just about the beautiful graphics and everything.
As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
April! Wait, April? April 24th? That's so soon. I actually don't like how soon it is. That's next month. That's a month and a half away.
Sorry.
Nice little Monster Hunter too. I'm screwed. No, I'll play this eventually. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar. Okay, so, and then very recently, like literally 16 hours ago, IGN did a final preview. So we're just gonna go ahead and check what this is all about and see if they think they like it or not. I think they're gonna have mostly positive.
A mentor told me that the most important part of any story is surprise. A few years later, a writer I deeply respect wrote that perhaps the difference between good and great writing is technique, though even that was probably not as important as conviction. But what keeps us invested in the story is curiosity, the gap between what we know and what we need to know, questions that drive us. Combine all 3 and you tend to create something special. Each and every one of us has played a game that grabbed us from the jump, that connected with us in some unexpected way, a game that surprised us, whose belief in itself
this guy's building up
first frame that made us want to explore.
to how good the story is.
I have played a lot of video games, friends, and that feeling is increasingly rare for me, especially in the AAA space.
Okay.
So when I tell you that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 grabbed me by the throat from the jump and didn't let go for a single second of the 3.5-hour demo I played twice, believe me when
there's
I
a
tell
demo?
you, that's some powerful magic.
Expeditioners, we do not take for granted that you dedicate your final year of life.
I guess the way this story goes, it kind of also makes me think of
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a pretty
oh my gosh, what's
there's this being called the Paintress, and every year she paints a new
oh my gosh, what is it called? I'm gonna remember it.
Dies, poof, vanishes, turns to dust. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. And the thing is, she's counting down. Every year, the people dying get younger, so every year the people of Lumiere send a volunteer expedition of people with 1 year left to live on a desperate, impossible, doomed mission to go to the continent across the sea and kill the paintress, so she can never paint death again.
You battle the
I hope
pain.
we succeed this time.
Know that Lumiere fights with you.
You'll find journals from Expedition 84, so if you can do the math in your head, you'll get how desperate this whole thing is and how young, but still older than the average RPG protagonist, your characters
The
are.
Hunger Games. This makes me think of the Hunger Games a little bit. There we go.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
Things get weirder once your crew lands on the continent. They almost
All right, how much is this
immediately run into
spoilers?
an old man who nearly dispatches the whole expedition single-handedly.
Oh,
You play as Gustav, one of the survivors, traumatized and alone, walking through countless corpses from other expeditions and his own. He's about to shoot himself when he's found by Lune, another member of the expedition.
You do that, we both die.
She's not blind to reality. They're probably both going to die, but expedition members swear an oath.
When one falls, we continue.
As long as one of them stands, their fight isn't over. Lune and Gustav clearly care about one another, but they don't always get along. When they find an unsigned message indicating another member of Expedition 33, Mael, might still be alive, Gustav wants to drop everything and try to save her, and then get out of Dodge. Lune is worried that the whole thing is a trap. Expedition members are always supposed to sign their messages.
We have to go.
No. Not yet.
At one point, later on, Lune asks Gustav if he's a coward because he just wants to get Mael and get out.
welcome back.
He's not. He's just dealing with watching almost everyone he knows die. And Lune, she's the one that said they should land on that beach in the first place. Neither one of them has it easy. These characters are adults, and they're written like it.
Come on,
Good.
we always said the future of Lumiere is more important than
Any individual life, yes.
Do you still believe that?
They don't always
The voice
agree.
acting's actually sounding really good too.
Loss and trauma, and they're not always kind to one another in the heat of the moment. But they care about each other, and at the end of that exchange, once they've calmed down, they share a laugh.
The mission. Really?
Compelling characters are complex and flawed, and Expedition 33 seems to understand that.
That's good. Okay.
Even
That's
if they
very, very
weren't,
promising.
Expedition 33 could probably skate by on the world. My demo was fairly linear. There were branching paths with hidden grapple points, platforming, goodies, and secrets.
Was that
to
Jake
find,
Gyllenhaal?
and tough optional
Who
bosses
knows?
to take on. But
Maybe.
This isn't an open world game, and it's better for it. Expedition 33 reminds
Okay, so it's
me
not an
of
open world game, but it's
These
better
environments
for
may
it.
be linear,
Yeah,
but
so it's a
they're
linear
gorgeous,
story,
whether
but
standing atop
oh, who
hills
cares? Look how beautiful it is.
free, or both underwater and somehow not. Expedition 33 is a visual feat.
Wait, this is
I
underwater?
stopped in every environment I entered to marvel at the beauty. And
I mean, yeah, the world just looks. Every
There's even a
location
world
is
map
stunning.
universe to get from place to place, like the
Oh, there's-
RPGs of old.
Nice.
This will be useful.
What really hooked me, however, was the combat.
Combat,
Clair
yeah.
Obscur may be turn-based, but it's not a DVD menu.
No.
There's a lot of depth here. Every character has a melee and ranged attack, the latter of which must be aimed manually.
Oh,
Melee attacks build AP, and ranged attacks spend it.
Spend AP.
You'll also need AP
Oh!
for skills, unique attacks that each character has in their arsenal.
Okay,
And on top of that,
there's
each
the
character
depth
has a
of the
particular
combat.
attribute.
I like
Gustav
that.
can use certain skills to build up stacks of overcharge, which he can spend to cash out for a devastating attack.
Nice.
Spells grant elemental stains that can supercharge.
Okay, if I
other
could, if
spells
the
for additional
demo is
effects
still
and
available,
damage.
I
My
should
favorite,
try streaming
Mael,
that one
the
soon.
New rescuer. This isn't a spoiler. She's in Clair Obscur's trailers. Can switch
I
between
did.
three
I just
different
reacted
stances
to that
different
before
ways to
this.
Attack, AP generation, and defense. Managing your AP, setting up a big combo, and planning ahead matters. Like FF10, the turn order is displayed on the left side.
Elden
of the screen,
Born?
so you can
Turn-based.
plan
This is
every
basically
turn in
turn-based
advance,
Dark Souls
but strategy
or Elden
is
Ring.
only half the battle.
With Final
The other half is
Fantasy
moment-to-moment
characters
You don't
and
just choose an option
Persona 5 combat.
play out. When an enemy attacks you, you can dodge, parry, or jump to avoid it. Dodging
Yep.
avoids attacks, while parrying nets you a potentially huge counterattack and
Yeah,
rewards
parried.
AP, but has a tighter window.
Yeah.
Sometimes the only way out is to jump over something.
Oh, you can just do a
can
jump?
engage in the time-honored tradition of blocking with your face, but the harder fights are going to force you to engage with these defensive mechanics.
You almost dead.
If you parry an attack that hits your whole squad, all of them strike back in a beautifully choreographed counterattack that never gets old.
Ooh.
Early on, I ran into a very powerful enemy who could kill my characters in a single hit. But the thing was, he had to hit me. If I could parry him, I could win. It took me a couple tries on my first run. He had a tricky attack that forced me to parry or dodge twice in a row, but once I figured out I could parry the first hit and dodge the second, I managed to take him down.
Oh. Okay, so there's definitely some figuring out to do. Prior problem.
Back-end stuff called Pictos and Luminas. You can equip up to 3 Pictos.
I love the characters. It's so like nicely detailed,
shooting this
and they're not all like attractive just because it's a dark setting. But even though they're not like Asian attractive, like a JRPG, they're still beautiful. And like all the damage marks, the blood, it's really good.
Male has a skill that puts her in virtuose stance, where she does 200% damage.
Wait, what?
She uses it while an enemy is burning. Normally, you'd have to have somebody use another skill to set this up. But what if you gave Gustav and Lune a Lumina that means their ranged attacks are likely to set enemies on fire?
Ah, of course.
Or maybe you equip a Picto that cranks up your base attack damage, or that awards more AP for nailing a parry, allowing you to stay on the offensive longer than you'd normally be able to.
Blocking with your face.
With gas.
Nice.
Combine all of that, and battles offer a lot of interesting choices.
Yeah, that is.
If someone's low on health, do you spend an item or AP to bring them back up? Or do you bet it all on dodging or parrying the next attack? How do you level up your characters? Who gets what skill as a Picto so they can stack the right stats and they don't have to spend Lumina points to get that effect? And on it goes. And through it all, Expedition 33 is constantly finding new ways to make itself interesting. What's a Jeff's role, and why is Lune obsessed with them? Who is the Paintress, and what does she want? Why is the world the way that it is? Are all these beings actually hostile? Some of them seem pretty friendly, and you have the option to fight them or leave them alone. What's the deal with that old man? How does any of this stuff work? In my demo, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 didn't stop to explain itself, and I appreciated that. It trusted me to figure things out, and I was more invested in what was going on as a result. Most importantly, I could never predict what would happen next. By the time "Thank you for playing" came up on my screen at the end of my demo, I was thoroughly hooked. On my second run-through, I found even more hidden areas, and laid the smackdown on one of the options.
Yeah, this guy played the demo twice. That's insane. Not because he had to, he wanted to.
When my time with Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was up, I wasn't ready to stop. I wanted to fight more battles.
It's an amazing looking game.
More time with these characters. Sandfall Interactive is a new studio, but you'd never know this was their first game from playing it.
Really?
Surprise, conviction, curiosity.
I'm sure they have a really good track record from companies they've worked for before.
It had my interest before I played it. Now it has my undivided attention. If Sandfall can stick the landing, they'll have put together something remarkable. For more, check out our recent previews of Jump Ship and Neighbors: Suburban Warfare. And for everything else in gaming, keep it here.
Okay, IGN, you don't even need to give a score, but this is looking like a 10 out of 10 game. Not gonna lie, this is looking like I'm convinced. How many people, ignore the fact that this is looking like a PS5 exclusive, would be buying this game? Cause yeah, I'm done. Me. No questions asked. I'm getting this game. I'm going to, and it's not even going to be a full price AAA game. If you live in the US, it's going to be $50, which is insane. It's probably going to be more for me because of where I live, but damn, holy smokes. And apparently this comes out in April. See, does IGN say? No. Okay. If this isn't the best IGN preview ever, props to whoever made it, and please do the yep. This was really good. This is really good. For those of you that don't know, it's called Clair Obscur Expedition 33. As far as I know, you know what? Let's double check. Let's make sure. Oops. There we go. Platforms. PS5, Xbox, and Windows. It's coming out for PC, so no need to worry. I might actually just get this on PS5 because my PS5 is collecting dust and it doesn't look like there's going to be any online play. Although it looks like it's 10% off on Steam right now, so go ahead and get it. Actually, oh my gosh, it is 10% off. I'm gonna have to look at that later. Damn it. It's you, Mamie. I saw it. But yeah, I am absolutely convinced. Oh man, if I were to play the demo, when would that have to be? I don't know, chat. Maybe I have to play the demo. It looks so good. It's insane. And how it's not a full price game, I don't understand. But yeah, bunch of trailers you can watch, and good Lord Almighty, am I ready for this?